Each and every week, I encourage everybody to please email me at david@reyesplan.com. It's David at REYESPLAN.com. And I'll respond to any and all questions. I respond personally to all of your email questions. And then what I'll do each week is I will take what I feel is the most appropriate topic or most interesting email, and I will share that with our listeners. Of course, protecting the innocent here. So let me get started on this. This is a good one. It says, Dear David, I listen to your show weekly and appreciate the knowledge. Got a question for you. It says, I'm 67 years old and retired, and I have about 50% of my investments in stocks and 50% in long-term bonds. Last year, I lost nearly 10% of my bond portfolio and was very surprised and concerned. Do you have any suggestions on how to minimize the risk and still get some rate of return on my bond portfolio? And so this is Bill from Rancho Santa Fe. And Bill, this is a common problem. People don't really understand in general how bonds work. And it's kind of fundamental. If I was going to teach a class, one of the first things I teach all the time. But if I was going to pick one topic that was probably the most important is how do bonds actually work? And it's not a mystery. As interest rates rise and you own a bond portfolio, mutual fund, the value of those bonds is going to go down. And the reason being is simple, is that let's say you own bonds that are paying 3% and interest rates rise to 5%. Let's call it 10-year interest rates rise to 5%. Right now, 10-year rates are in the 2.6% range, give or take. So depending upon where you're at on the length of that bond, whether it's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-year bond, you can lose anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15% per 1% rise in interest rates. So let me give you an example. So let's say rates are at 3 and you own 20-year bonds. And this is pretty accurate. So and 20-year bonds are at 3 and they go to 5. That's a 2% interest rate increase. So about for every 1% rise in interest rates, you would expect about a 10% loss in the portfolio. So a 2% rise in interest rates on a 20-year bond portfolio, you would lose about 20%, give or take. There's other factors, but obviously, Bill, he owned long-term bonds because long-term bonds did drop in the 20-year plus range. They dropped about 10% last year. So hopefully that explanation works. As rates rise, the value of the portfolio is going to go down because, quite frankly, if somebody has a 5% bond, that's more attractive than a 3% bond. So your 3% bonds are going to be sold at a discount, which means they're worth less money. So as an advisor and a fiduciary to clients, right now bonds are not my favorite asset class. They've done well this first quarter. I think on a forward basis, looking out, longer than a month or 2 or 3, I think with quantitative easing gone and tapering in full effect and other issues, supposedly an expanding economy, you're going to see rates rise. So if you're retired, you want to be very careful about your bond portfolio. So Bill, to answer your question and what I would do, there's an old term I call the Occam's razor. And Occam's razor is a scientific term that says when all else fails, the simplest solution is always the best. So let's make this simple. I would leave your 50% stocks if that's what you want, replace the bond portfolio with an annuity. Okay. The annuities are guaranteed by the claims paying ability of the insurance company. So you can get a decent yield on the annuity portfolio without losing principal. So there's multiple types of annuities, but that would be one way to do it, and you could not lose money. And most of the annuities are going to pay some type of guaranteed income stream. So that would also help supplement your income. Because remember, when we retire, we're not so much concerned about the rate of return as we're concerned about what the income stream is that is dealt with taxes and with inflation to make sure we maximize that. So if you want me to crash test your portfolio, don't be a dummy. You want me to crash test your portfolio, give you a second opinion, I would be more than happy to. And you can reach out to me personally at 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255 if you're concerned at all or just want a pure second opinion and to make sure that you don't run out of money in retirement, that you have a safe plan, that you are going to have the kind of retirement that you were expecting. So again, that's 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255. It's been a great week, and I appreciate your time and your emails and your calls. We get lots of them. And again, I talk to everybody who calls personally, and I respond to everybody's email personally. Again, if you want to reach out to me, it's 877-406-CALL, 877-406-2255. You can reach us on the web at reyesplan.com. That's REYESPLAN.com. Or me personally at david@reyesplan.com. This is David Reyes signing off today, your financial architect, and I look forward to speaking with you next week. Have a great day.
Our program is designed to not only provide insight, but to educate and to give you the tools you need to help you design and build a rock-solid retirement.
The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional life income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you're just taking the first step toward protecting your retirement. It is important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.